So magnetism, this is how we're going to unify magnetism and gravity. So magnetism is polarized gravity. Is the best way of saying it. Magnetism is polarized gravity. This is how we unify these two forces. I have to define it. There's two versions of gravity. So if you have normal gravity, it's not polarized, it applies to all matter, gravity. Then you'll say, well, that's not magnetism because this isn't magnetic. Here I've got a magnet, but these two don't do anything. Yeah, but they've got a gravitational force and they both fall down, but this is not magnetic. Well, it still is magnetic, but gravity is oh, here we go. So gravity is depolarized magnetism. Okay, this is my definition. Okay, no one else has said it like this. So this is only me. So in a way, I could, if this is correct, then here you go. This is my release of this theory. If it's incorrect, never mind. It's only my thoughts. But magnetism is polarized gravity. Gravity is depolarized magnetism. This is how we're unifying these two forces together. Now, then the other two forces, the weak force and the strong force and the nuclear, the weak nuclear force and the strong nuclear force will be some combination of these two things. It'll be a combination of magnetism and depolarized magnetism, or it will be a combination of gravity and polarized gravity. So it depends what you like. If you like gravity, then we have to talk about polarized gravity. If you like magnetism, then we have to talk about depolarized magnetism. So what is the difference? Well, let's go right from the beginning. Here's the model of the universe. Now the model of the total universe, complete universe, is infinite, and as an infinite universe, it must be a sphere. So this there's nothing else happening. There can't be anything else. There's everything. So this will have to be gravity, or depolarized magnetism, because there's no pole. There's no north-south pole. There's no north-south pole here. I've already got the north pole and the south pole, because having a north and south pole implies there's something outside. There's nothing outside. So there's no north-south pole. However, there is a north-south pole. It's inside. The north-south pole is inside. So this is the difference between polarized and depolarized. So if you go back to this one universe, this one field, it creates the one particle, which is the neutron. So here we have the neutron. The neutron is a standing wave of the one field, of the ether, or of the electromagnetic field, or if you like, the gravitational field, is one standing wave, and this creates a complete circle. So this is all by itself. It's neutral because it has no polarity, but it does. You see, this still has the same map. It still has the same map going on. The energy goes out and comes back in again, but it circulates round in this wave. It's all enclosed by this wave, the magnetic field. The magnetic field is dominant. So the north and the south pole, or the plus and the minus, are inside. So this has no particular force, no magnetic force. It's just got gravity. So this is depolarized magnetism. However, this becomes a proton. So a proton is the same thing. A proton is the same particle, proton, but the proton is going to be normal magnetism. It's polarized or polarized gravity. We'll have the north and the south pole outside. So what's happened is this is slightly destabilized such that this aspect of the universe bursting out and coming back in again is overpowered the magnetic field. So it's opened up a pathway to this point of inertia. Here the pathway to the point of inertia is closed, is sealed off completely. Here it's opened up a little bit. So now what we've got here is a magnetic force. So this is now polarized gravity. This is polarized gravity, and this is gravity or depolarized magnetism. So now we've got the two fundamental particles of the universe. The neutron, which is depolarized, or the proton, which is polarized. So between these two things, we've got gravity and we've got magnetism. But they're both the same thing. They're just two slightly different formulations of this one pattern. Now, and these two formulations appear all over the universe. So in this lump of non-magnetic material, this is essentially depolarized magnetism. But in this magnet, this is a magnet here. In this magnet, we've got polarized magnetism. So now we've got a dramatic force. So this is how we unify gravity and magnetism. They're both one and the same thing. And the way to think of it is there is polarized matter and depolarized matter, proton and a neutron. And these build up further and further. So what that means is as you build up an atom is made of neutrons and protons, etc., etc. Now electrons, let's just digress again, electrons and all other particles, there are no other particles, there is only the proton and the neutron, they're both the same particle. So there's only one particle, so electron is not a particle, and the electron is a particular quantity of energy required to balance a proton, but it's not a particle in itself. It's a quantity, a fixed quantity of energy required to balance against a proton. And then all these other exotic particles, neutrinos, gluons, all these funny particles that they're coming across, these are interference patterns in the field. And you also get droplets of energy. You do get temporary particles, but it's like a packet of energy, but it's not really a particle. It's a different size portion of energy, and it's just disappearing on its way back to inertia.